Hey everyone, real talk for a second. Now I know you wouldn't guess this with a name like Dr. Rossbotnik, but I'm actually a huge Sonic fanboy. I've never gone as far as create my own Sonic character or delved in any of that weird Sonic content, but I'm definitely one of those people who eagerly anticipates each new Sonic game's release. That's why when Sega announced that Sonic Colors was getting a remastered version for modern consoles a few years ago, I was over the moon. Finally, a chance to dive back into a Sonic adventure that I haven't experienced in years, and this time with the added bonus of earning trophies. It's a perfect combination. What more could I possibly ask for? My introduction to the world of Sonic dates back to the good old days of the Sega Genesis. It was during those times when I'd visit my cousin's place and we'd spend hours playing Sonic the Hedgehog 2. As he took the role of Sonic, I would assist him with Tails with infinite lives, and getting kicked out at the end. However, being a Nintendo kid, I missed out on a lot of his games. I think one of the few ones I got to play was Sonic 2 on the GameGear, and all I can remember of that was that annoying hang glider. Fast forward to the GameCube era, and the impossible happened. Mario's arch nemesis was now on the same console as him with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which I received as a birthday gift and was the second game I owned after Super Smash Bros. Melee. I spent countless hours playing that game, determined to get every emblem. From then on, I picked up most of the main series Sonic games, beating them but rarely attempting to complete them, until Sonic Unleashed on the PS3, which drove me to complete it and unlock my first Platinum trophy, starting my endless drive to complete every game and Sonic games since. Before I dive into my thoughts, I just want to clarify that my opinions are based solely on my experience playing Sonic Colors Ultimate on the PS4. If you played the game on Switch, PC, or any platform and had a different experience, I apologize, but I only speak to what I personally encountered. While I'm aware that the Switch version had its fair share of issues, that's just not what I'm here to discuss today. So let's get into what Sonic Colors Ultimate is really all about. Well, Sonic the Hedgehog is all about the adventures of Sonic, a blue anthropomorphic hedgehog with the ability to run at supersonic speeds, and has an ongoing battle against the evil Dr. Eggman, a mad scientist with ambitions of world domination. So, Sonic was Sega's answer to Mario's domination of the platform genre, and his speed and attitude made him an easy icon of the 90s. Sega went on to release several amazing games and some cool spin-offs, but when 3D graphics became the norm, opinions on Sonic's transition became a bit more divisive. While some critics claim that Sonic never had any good games in 3D, I personally love most of them, and SA2 is actually my favorite game of all time, despite its faults like overlapping voice lines. However, with the 7th generation's Sonic the Hedgehog, we saw a huge decline in quality, and while I personally enjoyed the games that came after it, I know that I'm in the minority here. In an effort to make Sonic a success again, Sega and Team Sonic realized that they needed to shake things up. This caused us to lose most of the side characters, except Tails, who didn't get to do much after that. They also shifted away from a shonen adventure tone and story, resulting in a lighter and more playful tone. Despite my critical tone, I don't actually mind the direction Sonic Colors took. After the disappointment that was Sonic 06, a fresh take was needed at the time. My issue is just that Sega stuck to this formula for far too long, and it wasn't until Sonic Frontiers that we finally saw a change up. In terms of gameplay, Sonic Colors Ultimate adheres to the 3D boost formula that has become a hallmark of the Sonic games. The objective is to reach the end of the level as quickly and as stylishly as possible, by defeating enemies or by hitting white wisp capsules to fill the boost meter to make yourself go faster. Sonic's move set includes the homing attack, ground pound, slide, and new to this game is the wisp power-ups. You've got the cyan laser, the yellow drill, the orange rocket, green hover, pink spike, blue block, and purple frenzy. Sonic can use these powers to navigate levels, and once he's rescued a certain type of wisp, he can then use them in other stages. Levels switch between 2D and 3D, and the 2D action slows down a bit and focuses more on platforming. Personally, I'm not a big fan of these parts since I find that they slow the game down just too much for me, and it felt like more of a way just to satisfy the old classic fans. In my opinion, I just want 3D Sonic to stay 3D and 2D Sonic to stay 2D, but whatever. The game is broken down into areas with 6 stages and a boss fight, and the final area unlocked after beating all the others. But enough about that, I've got some trophies to unlock, so here's my path of the platinum. The game wastes no time throwing you right into the action, with no cutscenes to slow you down just like the classics. The first zone, Tropical Resort, immediately immerses you in the carnival atmosphere of this interstellar amusement park. The upbeat music and Eggman's humorous intercom announcements add to the fun and whimsy of the level. Act 1 serves as a gentle introduction to the game's mechanics, complete with tutorial rings to guide you through the controls. As I progressed, I found myself becoming so comfortable with the handling of Sonic that after I beat the level, I immediately restarted it to try again, getting a better score and earning my first trophy. Take that, me. Act 2 introduces the 2D segments of the game, which requires a bit of adjustment to Sonic's handling for more precise jumping. Following this, a cutscene reveals that the amusement park was created as a gesture of apology for Eggman's past transgressions. Sonic, being the skeptical hero that he is, decides to investigate, and soon comes across Eggman's new henchmen, Orbot and Cubot, harassing these innocent alien creatures. Sonic comes to the rescue and is propelled away by one of the grateful aliens' abilities. Act 3 introduces said ability, the Whiz Power Cyan, which allows Sonic to zip and pull off some impressive maneuvers. Utilizing this new power, I was able to achieve an A rank and earn the A Student trophy. Your rank is determined by a combination of factors, including time, enemies defeated, rings collected, and the use of Whiz powers. Act 4 is a brief level with kind of a gimmicky enemy that just hovers around Sonic and shoots spike balls and rings. Not much to say. Act 5 is a standout level with numerous opportunities to utilize the Cyan Wisp power to laser around and navigate the terrain. I also unlocked my body as a weapon trophy by defeating 50 egg enemies with a homing attack. Act 6 is a short 2D level with minimal platforming, which may not be particularly engaging for some players. Before the boss, there's another cutscene with some of this game's trademark humor, which just lands flat for me. The boss itself is really easy, and results in me getting the all I got was this tropical resort t-shirt trophy. Sweet Mountain is up next, a world filled with all kinds of food, like burgers, fries, pizza, ice cream, you name it. Although the place looks nice, the sight of all this food out in the open makes me wondering do you want ants? Because this is how you get ants. Nevertheless, I run through the first couple acts having a blast and getting a little hungry in the process. Act 3 rewards me with my next Whiz power and a trophy for taking out my 100th enemy with a homing attack, aptly named Destroyer. Now with the orange rocket wisp, I can blast off in the sky with ease. However, Act 4 falls flat for me. As a Sonic fan, I crave speed and action, so standing on a switch and waiting for lasers and platforms to move just isn't really my idea of fun. But I managed to grab another trophy by breaking all the score numbers and rank on the result screen before the timer runs out, unlocking the aptly named Wire Records Made to Be Broken. Acts 5 and 6 are decent, but nothing really much to mention. And then we come face to face with the boss of Sweet Mountain. It's a cool battle against this robot pirate captain and his ship, which brings a satisfying conclusion to the world and unlocks Sugar Rush. The next area to explore is the stunning Starlight Carnival, a dazzling world full of bright lights, sparkling stars, and magnificent ships. The first act takes Sonic on an exciting journey through the stars, featuring a thrilling race against a swarm of motobugs. I'm able to achieve my next trophy, Stepped Up, by earning 100,000 points in a single quick-step sequence. However, Act 2 fails to deliver as Sonic is confined within the ships, resulting in a bland 2D experience with slow pacing. Act 3 is even worse, almost like an auto-scroller, as Sonic is required to jump on a balanced platform to progress through the level. Luckily for me, the ultimate version of the game offers this new thing called Tails Lives, which saves Sonic from falling into pits. This allows me to stay alive despite a few falls, and lets me keep my ring count. With this, I'm able to easily reach 300 rings and unlock the Precious trophy. Precious! Act 4 is a brief stage filled with balls that shoot energy out in all directions, creating obstacles that are a bit of a challenge to overcome. On the other hand, Act 5 is another excellent level, unlocking the green hover wisp, which does slow down the game, but allows Sonic to hover up and run along ring lines with the Lightspeed dash. Another new feature of the Ultimate version, that if the timing is just right, Sonic can get a boost of energy when performing a homing attack. I'm able to unlock the Stay on Target trophy by performing my 100th sweet spot homing attack when running through Act 5. Act 6 is a remarkable stage that focuses on the hover and Lightspeed dash, making it one of the better 2D stages in my opinion. Before the boss, I get another cutscene where I see Eggman's scheme. He's using Whisk power to make a mind control ray, which runs out of energy before he can actually do anything with it, so he just runs off, leaving the boss for Sonic. The boss is my favorite so far, being this cool chase battle between this frigate and Sonic as it tries to blast and bomb me. I beat it easily with the Cyan Wisp, getting my first S rank and a couple of trophies too. First, getting the S rank unlocks Ooh, Shiny. I break the S rank on the result screen, giving me breaking ranks for breaking every rank letter. Next, I pop Crashing the Party Barge for beating the boss with an S rank. Lastly, beating Starlight Carnival unlocks What Happens in Starlight Carnival. With the boss beaten, Tails has fixed his translation, and Yacker, this white wisp who's been hanging out with us, reveals that there are 6 generators that Sonic has to shut down to save all the wisps. After that, I make my way over to the Sonic Simulator and complete a few levels. These are short and straightforward levels that can be completed in co-op mode if you have a friend nearby. I unlock additional levels by collecting red rings, and if I manage to beat them all, I can unlock the Chaos Emeralds and Supersonic. My next destination is the Aquarium Park, an area with a Japanese aesthetic that's mostly filled with water levels. Although I'm not a big fan of water levels, there are a few levels that maintain the game's fast-paced nature. The boss's area is similar to the one in Sweet Mountain, but is underwater, and instead of using homing attack against cannonballs, I have to guide torpedoes to hit a switch. After defeating the boss, I complete Aquarium Park and unlock Bucket O Sushi. Yeah, I don't really like this place, so I didn't really spend too much time on it, sorry. Moving on to the next area, I find myself at Asteroid Coaster, which happens to be my personal favorite. The hard-hitting guitar music and the thrilling roller coaster aesthetics of this place really appeal to me. Act 1 has a cool roller coaster sequence combined with bits of homing attack through asteroids, which is just plain awesome. Additionally, this level unlocks another cool wisp, the Purple Frenzy Wisp, which turns Sonic into this ravenous head that devours everything in its path and gets bigger the more it crunches. Act 2 includes some gravity platforming, which does slow down the action, but the threat of getting pushed out of reality keeps the tension up. Unfortunately, Act 3 is another dud, with a balanced platform making a return along with the foreground pushing blocks from the previous level, making it more annoying than anything to get through. Act 4 is a Motobug quick-step race, and since it's pretty straightforward and I can see the red rings before they are attainable, I'm easily able to get all 5 in one go. This gives me 2 trophies with the complete set and reach for the stars. Next, I get another cutscene of Sonic searching for the generator, and we learn that the Frenzy Wisps are actually the results of the other Wisps getting their energy drained by Eggman, and our little buddy Yacker hasn't been seen in a while. Lastly, Act 6 is okay, nothing too annoying, and another fun run. We then reach the boss fight similar to the Starlight Carnivals, and while the intro cutscene humor isn't amazing, I think it's closer to Sonic's personality than most of this game's attempts. The boss is another fun chase and goes down easy with another well-placed rocket, unlocking Zero Gravity Thrill Ride. Okay, my last destination is Planet Whiz, which is one of the more beautiful areas in the game. In Act 1 I have a great time running through the stage and unlock the final wisp, the Purple Spike Wisp. However, Act 2 is a bit of a step back as it's entirely 2D and so slow at times. So I decided to take a break after that and knock out a few more stages in the Sonic Simulator before returning to Act. Unfortunately, Act 3 is just another letdown for me. It just has so much slow platforming in 2D. Act 4 is the same, but it's a vertical climb, so if you fall down, you have to start all over again. Act 5 is just short and sweet, so it's not that annoying. And Act 6 is just Act 3, but longer. At least I can use the hover ability to speed through line rings, well, when it works. Lastly, the boss is just another Ferris wheel boss like the Tropical Resort one. We get another cutscene with bad humor about copyrights, which I think probably just landed better for me back in the day. Using the Wisp, I can take the boss out in only 2 hits, unlocking Eye the Hedgehog. Beating Planet Wisp also unlocks Be Free. With the generators finally destroyed, Eggman's planetary chains have been disabled. A nostalgic throwback to Sonic CD. It seems like the day has been saved, but Eggman has other plans. He reveals that he has amassed enough energy to activate his giant mind control array, which malfunctions due to damage from an earlier battle, and triggers a catastrophic explosion, putting the entire station in peril. Before delving into the last levels, I decided to try out the Egg Shuttle. It turns out to be a challenge mode where you play through the entire game in one go, without any breaks. I managed to make it to the boss at Tropical Resort, and using the power of the Wisp, was able to defeat it in 3 hits, unlocking the next trophy, handing out shiners. However, the game actually froze up after this, so I had to quit and start all over. Returning to Terminal Velocity, the first act is a thrilling chase sequence featuring another one of those pesky purple robots from the Aquarium Park. This particular bot is even more annoying than his predecessors, and the level concludes really abruptly. The last stage is the final boss, with Eggman swooping in just as Sonic and Tails are about to make their escape. Sonic pushes Tails to safety in the rail car, leaving Eggman to face him alone in his Nega Wisp armor. The battle's entertaining and innovative, with Eggman making use of the Wisp powers to fight back, but it proves not to be enough as I get another easy victory. One can only hope that Team Sonic doesn't repeat this boss fight in future games. That would probably be really lazy. With Eggman defeated, I unlocked the I Foiled a Plot and I Liked It trophy. And as the station explodes, the Wisps save the day. Then the credits roll and I get Give Credit Where It's Due, but there are still a multitude of trophies left for me to unlock. My sights are now set on collecting all the red rings and Chaos Emeralds. I make my way back to the Tropical Resort, determined to grab every last red ring and hone my skills even further, earning several more S ranks along the way too. My diligence pays off as I collect every red ring in the area, unlocking the trophy, No Ring Left Behind. Up next is Sweet Mountain, where I replay stages and scour every nook and cranny for those elusive red rings. Then it's back to Starlight Carnival to grab the remaining rings. Finally, after so much hard work, I managed to earn enough red rings to unlock stage 1-3 in the Sonic Simulator, obtaining the green emerald and unlocking the trophy, Going Green. My search for rings continues at Planet Wisp, where I discover that some of the rings are hidden in really obscure locations. One particular tricky ring is located on this quick step path, but I eventually collect enough rings to unlock the next Sonic Simulator stage and unlock the yellow emerald and A Day in the Sun. With the rest of the rings in Planet Wisp, I unlock the next stage and obtain the silver emerald, receiving silver certificate. At Aquarium Park, I finally collect enough rings to obtain both the red and purple emeralds, unlocking the trophies Big Red Rock and Color Royalty. With only Asteroid Coaster left, I push on and collect the last of the red rings. I grab the blue emerald and obtain Blew Me Away, then grab the final ring, unlocking Superstar. With that, I collect the Cyan Emerald and achieve What's a Cyan? With that, I set my sights on completing S ranks and the other miscellaneous trophies, starting with Terminal Velocity. With the power of Supersonic, the stage is a breeze, allowing me to easily achieve the S rank and unlock Flying Low. I decided to stick with Terminal Velocity since it only consisted of the Eggman fight. To beat him quickly, I found that boosting into him right after landing a hit did the trick. Achieving the S rank here gave me 2 trophies. Running the gauntlet for completing Terminal Velocity with 100% and putting spin on the negative for S ranking the Egg Naga armor. Returning to Tropical Resort, I aim to snag a few more S ranks to reach that 100%. I also discovered a new addition to the Ultimate version, Rival Rushes against Metal Sonic. It was a neat throwback to Sonic CD, but had some janky moments, like Metal Sonic just floating on platforms that weren't there. Despite this, it was still a decent challenge and took me a few tries to win. Beating Metal Sonic was the final step in completing Tropical Resort, unlocking the next trophy, Tropical Domination. Next on my journey towards Sonic Colors perfection, I set my sights on achieving S ranks in Sweet Mountain. With my newfound skills, I effortlessly took down the boss in just 3 hits, earning the prestigious Crunching the Captain trophy. With the S ranks in the bag, I confidently tackle Metal in another intense rival rush, leaving him in the dust before perfecting Sweet Mountain with a flawless run. As I journeyed back to the enchanting Starlight Carnival, I passionately pursued the goal of achieving those elusive S ranks, determined to conquer every challenge that lay ahead. In a thrilling clash of speed, I engaged in an epic rival rush against Metal Sonic and unlocked Carnival of Completion. I decided to take a well-deserved break from the grueling S-Rank challenge to offer a more relaxing mode of play with the Egg Shuttle. However, even in this laid-back mode, I managed to impress myself by defeating the Aquarium Park boss in less than 3 hits, unlocking Fast as a Shark, and making my way through every level, including the Egg Naga armor again, and emerge victorious once again to earn the Long Haul trophy. With renewed determination, I continue my pursuit of the S ranks and venture to Planet Wisp and Aquarium Park. The rewards are worth the effort as I unlock Wisp It Good, and Soaked in Excellence. I encountered a few hiccups with the boss fight, but eventually I was able to get the coveted S rank and unlock Smash and Grab for the Asteroid Coaster. Finally, I face off against Metal in the ultimate showdown of the final rival rush, emerging triumphant and unlocking Interstellar Coaster Crasher. As my journey draws to a close, I return to Tropic Resort and attempt to complete Act 5 without picking up a single ring. A true test of my skill. I am forced to use all my wits and wisps to navigate the level, but eventually succeed and unlock the ultimate prize, the It's Harder Than You Think trophy. After countless hours of exploring the vibrant and colorful levels of Sonic Colors Ultimate, I finally unlocked the coveted Platinum trophy. Big fantastic achievement. But was it worth it? Admittedly, I did have a blast playing through the game initially, but I couldn't help but notice that there's some wisp powers that tend to slow down the action. However, when I shifted my focus to exploration rather than speed, I found that the wisp powers were useful in uncovering all the red rings to unlock the Chaos Emeralds and unleash Supersonic. A great throwback, even if this is the first main game series in a while to exclude a Supersonic boss fight. Well, at least you got one on the DS. Oddly enough, it was the pursuit of the S ranks that really started to diminish my enthusiasm. Many of the S ranks require grinding out wisp powers for bonus points, which becomes tedious after a while. And let's not forget the frustrating experience of the Egg Shuttle freezing up on me. Plus, as I said going through my run, I didn't really like half these levels. They were just too slow or too gimmicky for me. I just wanted more 3D, go fast, have fun. That said, if only there was some kind of incentive or reward for replaying the game and achieving specific objectives. It would have provided a renewed sense of purpose and drive to continue playing. If only there was something like that, Sega. Overall, I'm going to give Sonic Colors Ultimate a silver trophy. While it's a great game for Sonic fans and a good one and done, going for 100% just might not be for everyone. Have you played Sonic Colors or the Ultimate version? If so, have you unlocked all the trophies? Let me know down in the comments and feel free to suggest other games I should aim to platinum. I'm Dr. Rossbotnik and I will see you guys on the next episode of Unlocked. Take her easy.